Hello, my DIY loving friends, and welcome to Medicated Housewife DIY, where crafting and mental health come together. In today's DIY video, we are transforming Dollar Tree glass and more into high-end home decor. So let's jump right in and DIY together. For this DIY, I'm using a stemless wine glass from Dollar Tree, which I am cleaning off very well with some alcohol wipes, and a small glass bowl from a pack of 3, also from Dollar Tree. And I have this 1-inch glass marble that I got on Amazon, which I will link in the description box below for you. And lastly, this glass candle holder that comes in a pack of 4 from Dollar Tree Plus. Using some E6000 glue, which I will link for you below, I put a dab of E6000 in the middle of the bottom of that tiny glass bowl and glue the glass marble onto that bowl bottom. Then I take the glass candle holder, I turn it upside down and apply the E6000 around the bottom rim of the candle holder. I'm going to attach that to the bottom of the wine glass so that the candle holder now becomes the base and gives that wine glass some height, as you can see me do right here. And then I'm going to allow all those glued pieces to dry overnight. And oh my, is that DIY done already? Yes, it is. Talk about easy. And I love this glass ginger jar we've created. It looks like something way more than 3 pieces of Dollar Tree glass glued together. You could fill this with candy or potpourri or just about anything. Functional and high-end looking for any room in your home. A friend of mine has all these vintage bottles in his garage, and he actually dug them up years ago at his job and saved them all these years. He was cleaning his garage and he gave them all to me. Those smaller bottles we'll be using later in the video, but for this next DIY, we are using this large glass vase out of the bunch of glass that he gave me. And as hard as I tried, I could not clean those stains on the vase off. So I opted to just spray paint the outside of this vase with some Rust-Oleum paint and primer in a white gloss, which I will link for you below. I have this speedball metal leaf adhesive from Amazon, which I will link for you below. I'm using a small paintbrush and I am going to paint on this adhesive to all those raised edges of the vase in a thin coat, and I don't really want it to have perfect lines. I want it to be a little messy. Now, this adhesive goes on cloudy, and in 30 minutes it dries tacky and clear, which we can't really see against the white vase, so I timed the drying for 30 minutes, and we're just going to assume it's clear and tacky. And you guys are joining me on my first foray into gold leafing. So welcome to this adventure. I got this gold leaf on Amazon. I will link it for you below. And again, rookie gold leafer here. So feel free in the comments to let me know what I'm doing wrong. I'm sure there is a less wasteful and more efficient method to some of this, but whatever. We're here. Let's do it. I apply the sheets of gold onto the tacky raised edge areas around that vase, basically just doing it the way I've seen others do it, and it does seem pretty simple and self-explanatory. I use a soft dry brush to brush away all the excess gold leaf, and I am left with just the areas where the adhesive was applied, being really, really gold. All in all, not a hard technique, although you can definitely use gold paint in place of the leafing if you felt more comfortable with that. And after the glue is fully dry, you can seal this vase with a spray sealer or a glossy sealer, whatever you wanted to use and you're most comfortable with. And this is my gold leafed vase, and I think this is so pretty and upscale looking. It has a bit of an Art Deco vibe to it, in my opinion, and for a piece of glass that was buried in the ground for years, I'm pretty impressed with the turnout. Okay, majorly switching gears here for this next DIY. I am using these 2 8-inch wood rounds. I got on Amazon, I'll link for you below, but Dollar Tree definitely has similar rounds and other sizes that you could use instead. I am painting both rounds on all sides with some folk art antique wax, which I will also link for you below. I use a dry paper towel to wipe off that excess wax before setting both rounds aside to fully dry. I've got this thick brown nautical rope in my stash, but you can use the brown nautical rope from Dollar Tree for this instead. I did try this with the white nautical rope, but my piece ended up looking like an Oreo sandwich cookie. So I switched to the brown rope. I am using hot glue to attach the rope all around the entire top edge of that first wood round. Then I used some more hot glue to attach the second wood round on top of that nautical rope, kind of like a nautical rope sandwich. Lastly, I place 4 of those mini wood tree trunks from Dollar Tree on the bottom of one of those rounds, and I hot glue them in place as feet to give that piece some height. And this is my rustic wood and rope riser, and I know it is not glass, but the title is Dollar Tree Glass and More, so this is the more. I love the way this looks for holding candles or tiny plants as an outdoor table centerpiece, just a little bit of wood to break up those glass DIYs. And we're back to glass for this next easy DIY. We're using this glass bowl from Dollar Tree and 7 of those 1-inch glass marbles from earlier in the video, which again, I will link for you below. I'm applying a generous amount of E6000 glue around the inner rim of the bottom of the bowl, and then I place all 7 of the marbles into the glue around the inner rim of that bowl. The marbles are going to be a pedestal base for this bowl. Then I'm going to allow the bowl and the marbles to dry completely overnight. And this is my glass marble base pedestal bowl, and I love the high-end simplicity of this bowl. I think it looks exquisite. Yeah, I said it, it's exquisite. I think it's gorgeous, great for holding anything, and as a stylish display bowl in your home. I also think it makes a gorgeous candle using wax pellets and some wicks from Amazon, which I will link for you below. And I have to give credit to Jamie, the crafty DIY guy, who I saw use these pellets in place of melted candle wax to use as candles. I saw him do it first, and then I also saw Brandy from the DIY Struggle do it as well. So not my idea, but a genius idea. So check them out. They are both awesome. And I love using these wax pellets. Look how high-end this type of bowl candle looks. Just stunning. Getting back to those small glass bottles I got from my friend's garage. For this DIY, I'm using this clear leaf decal from Temu, but you can definitely find some similar decals at Dollar Tree. I'm applying the decal to the side of this short round glass bottle. I used some hot glue to attach this wick from Amazon to the bottom of the bottle, and I will link those wicks for you below. Then I grabbed some of these beeswax pellets I told you about earlier, and I will link those for you below as well. I use my hands as a funnel to partially fill the bottle with the pellets, and then I also grab one of those gold leaf pieces, and I rip tiny pieces of that up to mix in with the wax pellets and give the white wax a little bit of gold sparkle mixed into it. I trim the wick down with the scissors, and I am using some Folk Art Metallic Shimmer paint in the color Champagne, which I will link for you below. The metal shimmer has a super translucent light gold effect, and I'm going to use a foam dabber to apply a tiny bit of the paint to the entire outside of the bottle, and I allow it to fully dry. And this is the first of my vintage mini bottle candles, just an elegant candle, perfect for a vanity tray or a bathroom shelf. For this next mini vintage bottle candle, I trimmed down this small utility candle to fit into the opening of one of the bottles, although I do switch out this particular bottle for another one. I switched to this little, actually I think it's a vintage Bear aspirin bottle. I only wish aspirin bottles still looked like this. Anyway, I'm filling the bottle with a mixture of Dollar Tree plastic pearls and these tiny gold beads that I have in my stash, and I'm using my hands as a funnel to fill the bottle with the pearls and the gold beads mixed together. I felt like the bottle needed some embellishment, so I filled this silicone chain mold with some hot glue. I'll link the particular mold for you below, and once the glue is dry, I'm going to use some Rust-Oleum bright shiny gold spray paint to paint the hot glue chain gold. I'll link the spray paint below for you too. I like using hot glue for these embellishments because glue makes the embellishments flexible and able to fit around surfaces like a bottle. Also, the embellishment is then really easy to attach to whatever surface by just heating up the back of it or adding additional hot glue. And this is the second mini vintage bottle candle, also a sweet and elegant addition to a mirrored tray in a bathroom or bedroom. This next vintage bottle I think was an old mouthwash bottle, believe it or not. I am using this leaf mold, which I will link for you below, and I'm filling the same leaf 2 times with hot glue to make 2 matching hot glue leaves. Then I grab this rope mold that I have, which I will link for you below, and I am going to need 2 of the same rope embellishments to fit all the way around the bottle. So I fill that same mold twice and wait for the glue to dry. I used the Rust-Oleum bright shiny gold and painted both leaves and both ropes gold. I used more hot glue to attach both the leaves to the front of the bottle. And I use hot glue to attach both of the pieces of that gold rope around the top of the bottle. I trim the excess rope with a scissors. Off camera, I glued one of those wicks to the bottom of the bottle, and I filled the bottle to the top with the beeswax pellets. Lastly, I trimmed the wick off with the scissors. And this may be one of my favorites of the mini vintage bottle candles. Love it. Next, I'm using this glass bottle from Dollar Tree with that pretty crystal stopper top. And the first thing I do is hot glue the wick to the bottom of that bottle. In a bowl, I'm mixing these beeswax pellets with some gold mica powder, which I will link for you below. And in my research, it says you can mix mica into wax for burning candles safely, but maybe just use this decoratively to be on the safe side. I used a spoon to fill the bottle with the gold pellets, just trying to avoid having completely gold hands. And I threw a couple of those plain white wax pellets on the very top. I'm not even sure why, I just did it. Lastly, I trimmed the wick with the scissors. And this is the 4th mini bottle candle, and I love the vibrant gold of this candle. And a quick look at all 4 vintage mini bottles together, very chic and sophisticated in my opinion. But I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments which one of these easy, high-end glass decor and more DIYs is your favorite and why. I love hearing from all of you. And if you've enjoyed this DIY video, there's another one waiting for you. Just click the link on your screen for more Medicated Housewife DIYs. And until next time, my name is Sarah. I'm the Medicated Housewife, and crafting is my medication.